Chef Amrita Raichand and me, Hrishi K, are back on Beyond the Plate. This is our passion project. We're at episode number 8. Lucky for some, unlucky for others. The number I'm talking about.
8 number is very lucky for me. I'm a number 8, by the way. 26 November is my birthday.
I'm 17 July.
Ooh, we're number 8.
It's called Shani Ka Shani Se Takkar.
Yeah. See? I know.
And you know the motto for us, right? All good things come to those who wait.
Yes, we're waiting.
But listen, honestly, there's a report by the World Health Organization, and this has been out for a while. It came out in 2002. You want to talk to me about the number of older people, senior citizens?
I want to talk to you about older people because even our parents comprise of that population. And why we want to talk about it, like you mentioned, by the report of WHO in 2002, the world had an estimated 605 million older people, of whom 400 million lived in low-income countries. Now, by 2025, Rishi, the number of older people is projected to reach more than 1.2 billion worldwide, with about 840 million in low-income countries. Now, it's imperative, therefore, to focus on the entire gamut of physical, social, financial, and cultural factors that affect older people's nutritional status, which is why today I wanted to dedicate Beyond the Plate to parents, to older people, talk about their well-being, talk about their health. But because this is Beyond the Plate, first let's talk about their overall well-being before we move on to their nutritional needs.
Well, I have to say this. My dad turns 80 on the 10th of September. He still plays tennis every single day for 2 hours. My mother had a knee replacement at age 76. She used to play tennis every single day before she had the knee replacement. Post the knee replacement, she swims every day.
Wow.
So I'm the black sheep in the family. Guilty as proven. Yeah.
But I'm so glad that your parents are so active, and believe it or not, so are my in-laws. Again, my father-in-law is 83, my mother-in-law is 76, and has had the knee replacement too. But they're both, come hail or storm, they don't miss their workouts. My father-in-law, in fact, plays golf 3 times a week. And why this is so important is that staying active in old age ensures that your metabolism is going on. It ensures that your muscle is still developing and continues to be maintained even if they are not growing, and it protects you from a lot of injuries, a lot of other issues. All sicknesses, the root cause of most sicknesses, especially in old age, erupts from a lack of activity, Rishi, and that is really, really important for us to talk about.
So you're basically saying if your parents are active, encourage them to continue exercising. If they're inactive, get them into outdoor activities, exercise clubs. It's always better to do a sport, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Because it's competitive and gets your competitive juices going. And obviously involving them in household chores so that they feel responsible.
Yeah, and even if they are not into competitive sports, just ensuring that they go for a walk morning, evening, that's enough. But something has to be done. Now, great point you brought about responsibility. I'll give you another example of my mother-in-law. I live with them, so I interact with them on a day-to-day basis. My mother-in-law, for the last 3 years, has been trying to shirk off her kitchen responsibilities. She says, you're the bahu, you're the younger one, and you're the chef, so you handle the kitchen. Now, it's very easy for me to do that. But, Rishi, I am so cognizant of the fact that if I take away the kitchen responsibility from her, which involves very intelligent things like, keeping a track of what is in the pantry, ordering fruits and vegetables, managing leftovers, managing staff. Now, these are proper activities. Very often somebody who's a homemaker, people think that they don't really have any work or they don't really do any work. But trust me, this is very, very important. And if you continue doing that, your brain activity always goes on, and that prevents you from becoming complacent or dull. So it's really important, and therefore I've not allowed her to bully her way through, telling me that now you're the bahu, you run the kitchen.
And really there is a fine line between being overprotective and caring. Yeah, you don't want to be overprotective, and you don't at the same time make them feel a little phased out.
Yes, there is a fine line indeed. But I think as children, sometimes we tend to overdo it. So we need to, pull back. The idea is to encourage them to stay responsible, stay active. even involve them in important decisions of, household matters, like who should be painting the house, which is the contractor you should be getting, what are the investments that we should be making. It's really important to encourage all of this as well. Now, the other...
I like the fact that in between all the emotion, we throw in some research material, we throw in some stuff that studies have thrown up. And you have a study from, or a quote from a professor of human development studies at the Pennsylvania State University. So give us that.
Oh, in fact, this is research by my husband, and he's the master of research. And it's very funny. It's not so connected with India because we don't get snow. But it says that if you tell your dad not to go out and shovel snow, you assume that he'll listen. It is a sensible thing to do, as he may slip back and break a bone. But his response will be to go out and shovel away. It's a way of holding on to life that seems to be slipping back. This is for those people who feel that age is slipping from their hand. Therefore, it's a fine line between trying to protect them and to push them.
You have any questions for Amrita, food related, recipe related, nutrition related? 9833-943-943. That's our WhatsApp line, 9833-943-943. Pop the question along with your name and you're good to go. And at the end of the show, in the Ask Amrita section, we shall answer that question. Also, our recipe of the week is put up in video form. Amrita in a professional apron, in her studio kitchen, filming for you guys exclusively, Radio 1 listeners. So go check out the recipe of the week. And coming up in just a bit, a little more about what we should do just off this Parents' Day, which we celebrated yesterday. Let's talk about safety measures. I mean, really, child is the father of man, isn't it? I mean, first we worry about our children and now we worry about our parents.
I know, life comes a full circle, Rishi, but that's how it is, and we should make the most of it. It's fine. We just, when we have our parents, just installing a few things like maybe, bars in the bathroom so they can hold on to it, they don't slip and fall, having adequate lighting. All of this is important. And what is also really important is taking them for regular health checkups. They may be absolutely healthy to you, but we don't know what's going on inside. So, parameters like BP, blood sugar levels, all of this should be checked frequently. And we know what kind of diseases happen at this age. It's usually diabetes, Parkinson's. My mom has that, unfortunately, and blood pressure, cardiac-related issues. So there is no harm in just ensuring that you're taking them for regular checkups, because if there is a problem, you can detect it early on and you can prevent something major from happening.
Let's talk about metabolism a little bit. I mean, metabolism certainly is not my best friend. I could drink a bottle of water and put on weight. But I'm just saying, as one ages, what happens to metabolism, and what are things that the elderly can do?
So now let's move on to the plate factor, right? Let's move on to the nutrition factor, which is really, really important to pay attention to, especially as any individual ages. And you brought up a very, very good point, metabolism. That is usually the biggest problem and very often used as an excuse for not losing weight. You just did that. Now, why does metabolism slow down? It's not necessarily because you're aging, Rishi. It is because you're less active. And I can totally understand with the kind of job you have, you're seated most of the time. So what I will advise you to do is after every little break that you get, take a full round of your office and come right back. And the same is true for elderly as well. Because of their decrease in activity and exercise level, they also lose muscle mass. So all of this put together reduces the metabolism. Now, what do? We, of course, combat it with the exercise, and we combat it with good amount of nutrition. We increase their protein intake. We pay attention to calcium and vitamin D so that their bones are healthy. We pay attention to vitamin B12 as it plays a very, very important role in cognitive functioning, amongst many other things. The other things to pay attention to are nutritional fibers, like we discussed, the way your gut operates. The other thing to really pay attention to are nutritional fibers, because it plays really, really an important role in healthy digestion, in feeling full, in preventing constipation. Potassium is again very important. It prevents hypertension, and iron prevents fatigue. Now, all of this, including healthy fats, which are important to prevent all the cardiac diseases, improve heart health. All of this can be found in absolutely normal food sources, something that we get every day But what we need to balance out in the correct proportion and ensure that you're getting all these nutrients through all the foods. So what are those foods? Green leafy vegetables, meat, poultry, eggs, seeds, avocado, fruit. All of this provide all these nutrients in adequate amount, and of course beyond a certain age, Rishi, no matter how much we eat, we also need to supplement it with some medicinal supplements, and that's really not a bad problem. As long as you are aware, you're aware of what your body is, what it's doing, how you're performing, you will supplement things that you feel you're deficient in.
So sugar-free, weight-balancing diet.
Absolutely.
Can we say that for senior citizens? Lovely.
Yes.
I hope you did celebrate very happy Parents' Day with your parents, wherever they are. And that was the gist of parental nutrition. Time now for the recipe of the week. Amrita films this, and this is available at Amrita Raichand on Instagram and at 94.3 Radio 1 India. But for those of you who are listening here and now on the radio, what is the recipe of the week and how do we go about it? Amrita.
Very often we feel that, they're elders, let's just give them khichdi or something very, very basic. Now, that is the other attitude that we need to change. Just because they've crossed a certain age doesn't mean their desires have ended, or they don't get excited by exciting food. So I really go out of my way to make innovative and creative recipes for my mom, who I learnt all my cooking from, and for my in-laws. In fact, during COVID, when we were all stuck and we couldn't go out to restaurants, I was literally giving them restaurant food every day and not getting paid for it. So today's recipe of the week is broken wheat biryani with vegetables and paneer. All right, so broken wheat is very easy to digest for elderly, and that is why I chose this main ingredient. So we're going to take some half a cup of broken wheat, about 1/4 cup of yellow moong dal, Gigi paste, which is a ginger garlic paste, some ghee, some finely chopped onions, vegetables of choice. You can add potatoes, French beans, carrots, cauliflower, anything that you like. I'm adding some paneer to it, about 150 grams, salt to taste, cumin seeds, bay leaf, cloves, red chili powder, turmeric powder, coriander powder, lemon juice, some fresh mint and coriander leaves. Now, how do we go about it in the process? We'll first marinate the paneer cubes with salt, red chili powder, turmeric, and a little bit of ginger garlic paste, and shallow fry it till it's golden brown with a little bit of ghee. Now, we're going to cook this biryani in a pressure cooker. It's going to save time. It's easier to get around, and we're trying to ease things out, right? So that's a great choice. So in the pressure cooker, we're going to add some ghee. We're going to crackle in some jeera, which is cumin seeds. We're going to add the bay leaf and cloves. Saute till they are slightly aromatic. And then we're going to add the ginger garlic paste and cook it out till the raw smell disappears. Then we'll add in the onions and again cook them till they're slightly translucent. Then go in the veggies. We season it with salt and other dry spices. Then we add the broken wheat and the moong dal. Just toss it around for a bit and then add a couple of cups of water. Give it 2 whistles. Wait till the pressure releases. Then take out the biryani in a serving dish. Add the paneer cubes that you had prepared. Garnish it with some freshly chopped coriander and mint leaves. Squeeze in a dash of lemon juice. And you're ready to dig in to your broken wheat biryani.
Broken wheat biryani with vegetable and paneer, courtesy Chef Amrita Raichand.
Absolutely.
Happy Parents' Day again to you guys. Okay, last but not the least is the Ask Amrita question. This is Neil, who's been asking for a while. When you did a segment on millets, I really enjoyed it, says Neil. But if you could repeat this particular part, I missed out on it. In India, what is the Indian name of millets that will be easily available in the market? And which is the best out of the millets that are available in India? And why?
Millets in India are of many varieties. Neil, it's not just one. In fact, we are the largest producer of millets. So you have your jawar, bajra, ragi. You also have not very, very popular millets like kodu millet, foxtail millet. All of these also have their names. Kodu millet is called kodra. I've done a very nice recipe of it, which you can check out on my Instagram at Amrita Raichand. So there are different varieties of millets. which one is the best will really suit your dietary requirements. Today we are talking about parents, so I'm going to refer to them. So millets can also be slightly tougher to digest. So if I was making something for the elderly with millets, I would perhaps use jawar, or I would use kodu millets, because they are much smaller and much easier to digest. Another thing you need to keep in mind when cooking with millets is have lots of water, and that is one thing that I want to add again for our parents. Nutrition is definitely very, very important in all the factors that we've discussed, but equally important is staying hydrated. As you age, in fact, very often you lose the sense of thirst as well, and you don't, consciously tell yourself that you're thirsty. So it's imperative that you keep an eye on the hydration of elderly as well, and especially when you're cooking with millets.
9833943943, 9833943943. Ask the WhatsApp line. Please ask questions on food, recipes, nutrition, overall well-being and health, wellness. Pop your name in there along with the question, and Amrita will be happy to answer it. Come back next week, 8:15 a.m. on Monday, right here on 94.3 Radio 1 for another audio episode of Beyond the Plate. If you want to catch us in video form, this particular episode number 8, is available in 48 hours time, in just 2 days time, at the 94.3 Radio 1 International YouTube channel. Her YouTube channel is Chef and Beyond, Chef Amrita Raichand. She's on Instagram at Amrita Raichand. We're at 94.3 Radio 1 India. Hey, I can't wait to see you next week. Cheers.
Cheers, Rishi. See you soon.
94.3 Radio 1.